Welcome everyone to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is our Game of Thrones Season 1, Episode 1 playthrough. So what we're doing here is we've done a setup video. I've gone ahead and finished setting up for a 4-player game. So we're going to have the Starks, Lannisters, Baratheon, and Greyjoy. I figured out the colors, by the way. The Stark's gray, Baratheon's yellow, Lannister red, and Greyjoy black. So I got all those tokens there. Move the other tokens off the board. I've set up the influence tracks down here. Got all the cards placed. Now, as you guys know, a couple of people have commented on my Battlestar Galactica walkthroughs. These are Battlestar Galactica Game of Thrones board game. They're meant to be group play games. But really what I'm doing here is I just kind of like to go through the either find a solo rule mechanic, like I'll do with the Conan by Monolith Games, find some solo mechanics, explore those, or just walk through the rules to see like what the gameplay is like. I definitely will do that for Game of Thrones here today, so this is more like a simulation than a live game, and it helps me to get into the habit of how the gameplay works and review some of the rules, and it gives you guys a chance to comment if you see I'm doing something strangely. Also, I want to get prepared for playing a game of Mother of Dragons. So before I get to that group play, I want to kind of understand how to play the game. So thanks for joining. I've got the rule book handy. Have watched the Fantasy Flight how to play Game of Thrones. So I think I'm pretty. Well, we'll see how I do. But you guys can keep me honest. So let's jump right into turn 1 play. So as you know, in turn 1, we do not play the Westeros phase. So we leave the Westeros cards there. A couple things just to call out here. We've got the Raven token. That's going to go to House Lannister. So Lannister gets the Raven token. Game of Thrones Iron Throne goes to House Baratheon to start out with. And actually, for fiefdoms, the Valyrian Steel goes to Greyjoy. So I'm just going to leave those there. The other thing I'm going to do, just to kind of make it somewhat interesting for me to go through it, I will pretend that I'm playing House Stark. And then for the other ones, I've got a sheet, quasi-AI it, and just sort of, I won't pay so much attention to the strategies of the Lannisters, Greyjoys, and the Baratheons. I'm just going to kind of walk through it, and I won't really, and for you guys watching also, I won't really reveal their moves until we reveal them as a group. So you guys will get to see me make my Stark decisions, and then we'll play the turn, and we'll see how things unfold. So we'll try that. Any other comments below if you guys want to suggest how we could do it? Be greatly appreciated, as well as liking and subscribing and checking out our links to support us on our bookstore channel if you're inclined to do that. So appreciate your support in advance. So let's start out with, like we said, it's turn 1. We've got everybody set up. We've got all the components in place. We will start out with skipping the Westeros phase for round 1, and we're going to go right into the planning phase. So first up in the planning phase, we'll want to assign the orders. So I'm going to kind of go through first, and I'm going to simulate the assigned orders here. So I'm going to put these out, and you guys will be surprised with them, as will I. So Lannister's orders have been assigned. Greyjoy's orders assigned. House Baratheon's orders assigned. And then let's deliberate together on what we want to do for the strategy for House Stark. Okay, so we'll play House Stark in a way. So House Stark, we've already got the crown here on Winterfell. What I think we might do is maybe we'll move our forces down into Mount Cain. So I'm going to put a move a move token down, march orders. So we'll have march orders. We'll put this march orders token down here for them. For White Harbor, I think we're going to go with the consolidate power order so we can get some power tokens here. So we'll put that down. And then I think for the Shivering Sea, let's also do a march order. We'll also do a march order. The Shivering Sea. Well, maybe we'll just do a power token. Okay, so that's it. We'll leave it like that. Okay, so that's, we've gotten our planning phase done. We can reveal orders now. So when we reveal the orders, we just turn them over. So let's go and take a look at this. So we've got a crown here, and a march order. Greyjoy has got a support order. They've got a crown order. They've got a march order as well. And they've got a crown order with a star. Can Greyjoy do that? Greyjoy can't play that one, so let's just swap that one out. Or just say it's not a star one, it's just a normal one, because as you can see, they cannot play any star because of their King's Court, but they can play the Raven card later, which they'll do. So we'll get to that at the end. So the rest of the reveal orders are Baratheon, march order, support order, and another support order, and then Lannister, raid order, crown order, and support order. Okay, so let's just kind of let that be as it is. So and then finally in the planning phase, we can use a messenger raven. So what we'll do is we'll have House Greyjoy has got the messenger raven, and we'll have them take a look at the card. And the card coming up is a king beyond the wall. So, and one of the things you can do with this is you can move that to the bottom of the deck. So they will move that card to the bottom of the deck. And then now let's get to planning phase is complete. We've completed planning phase. Now let's get into the action phase. So action phases, we're going to resolve the raid orders. Well, Lannister has a raid order here, but there are no adjacent, so we can remove this raid order. Next, that's the only raid order. Next, we will resolve march orders. So resolving march orders, we have Dragonstone here. They're going to march here. They can both march here, but via the boats, and they get support from here. And we can remove their march order for Baratheon. And then also they have support orders, which we can remove, as well as as well as the support order here can be removed. Well, let's see what happens with Greyjoy. We're not sure what Greyjoy is going to do yet. So for Greyjoy, they have a support order, they have a consolidate, so what they'll do is they will move this ship up to the Sunset Sea here. And they will get their move order, and then their Lannister support order can come out. Okay, so we've gotten the various orders taken care of. So we've resolved raid orders, we've resolved the march orders. No combat has taken place so far. And let's resolve the consolidate power orders. So let's start with House Stark. We've got 1, 2, 3 crowns. So we can take 3 power. tokens. Place those here. Greyjoy has got, again, we won't count that star because they cannot do the influence here. So they have 1, 2, 3 as well for Greyjoy. So they've received 3 power tokens. Oh, we can remove the support as well. Clean up. Okay, so they received their 3. Next is Lannister. They have 1, 2, Lannisport does not have a crown on it, so they get 2 power. 2 power tokens, and we can remove these having cleared them already, right? So Lannister gets 2 power tokens. We'll put those here. And finally, we get to Baratheon, and they only have Kingswood and Dragonstone, so they also get 2. So everyone's gotten their power tokens. Everyone has done their initial move, and so now we just do cleanup, and all the other support and defense tokens have been removed. So we can remove these back to the owners. And we can wrap up round 1. So round 1 wraps up, and we can go now into second turn. So now it's round 2. So now we can do our Westeros phase. So this is our first time getting to play the Westeros phase. So in Westeros phase, we start out by turning over 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to resolve those Westeros phase. Let me just check this out. So first off, we start with, we resolve the card. We turn over and resolve in order 1, 2, 3 the cards. Okay, so for 1, we start out with this card, which says last days of summer, nothing happens. So last days of summer, nothing happens. However, there is a icon for the wildings. So that wilding icon, I believe we just advanced the token for that. Is that correct, guys? Let me know down below if that's the case. So I believe we just advanced that. So 4, if we have the wilding icon, some cards show a wilding icon in the upper right corner during the advanced wilding track step. Where's the advanced wilding track step? Oh, during the advanced wilding track step, the wilding threat token is advanced 1 space for each of these icons. Okay, so we've got 1, 2 of those icons, so we will advance this that number of steps. Right, so the Westeros phase, we have advanced game round markers. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, we didn't advance the game round, so we're on phase 2 or round 2. We also did not advance our castles from last time, so now we have 1, 2, 3 castles are King's Landing 1, 2, 3 for Baratheon, right? And then for Stark, we have the 1, 2, which is what we were to start with, I believe. Oh, I didn't move these guys to here, right? So they're moved to there when we resolved this. Sorry, from last turn. Okay, so yeah, they were moved to there. So they have 3 And next is they have one, no, they just have the one castle, so they stay at 1. And then for Lannister, they have just the single as well, so they stay at 1. Okay. All right, so back to turn 2. Next, after the Westeros phase, advance round marker, draw the Westeros cards, advance wilding track, count the number of icons on the 3 Westeros cards, and move the wilding threat token forward that many spaces on the wilding track. Okay, so I've got 2 here, 1, 2, and we move it 1, 2 steps forward. Right, so we've moved it 2 steps forward. Okay, so that is that. And now let's reveal the actions on the card. So this one, as we mentioned, was last days of summer, nothing happens. Next one is a Game of Thrones. Each player collects 1 power token for each power icon printed on areas he controls. Okay, so we get a sort of a bonus power token here. So there's a power token here for Winterfell. So that will go to Stark. There's a power token here for Pike. There's a power token here for Lannister. And there's a power token here for Baratheon. Okay, so let's just give them, they all get these extra power tokens, which is helpful. Okay, so that has been done, and let's resolve the third one. The Web of Lies. Support orders cannot be played during this planning phase. Okay, we cannot use support orders. Okay, interesting. Okay, so planning phase coming up now. So we've wrapped up the Westeros phase. And now we can go to our planning phase. So we've completed Westeros phase. Westeros phase done. Planning phase begins. So let's have a setup for Lannister's play, for Greyjoy's play, for Baratheon's play, and Stark, we will figure out what we will do for Stark. Again, I think Stark is going to go attack Greyjoy here, so let's see how they can do. So they'll have a march order, and we're also able to do our march order right up to 2, so they'll do this march order. Put that one down. Then Stark will do a I think they will move. They'll do. I can't play a support order. Interesting. So I will do a. I will do a movement, and I will do a crown for here, and I will do a movement for this one. Okay. So we've placed all of our. Planning phase. The last part of planning phase is use the messenger. We reveal the orders. So let's reveal all the orders, and we'll go through them one by one. Okay. And Baratheon's orders. Okay, so let's go through Stark first. House Stark, they have any raids? Any raids? No raids set up. This is a raid. So where can they raid? Can they raid somewhere? They cannot raid somewhere. So they'll forfeit that one. Yeah, so they'll take that one out. Next one is, so raids are cleared. So we'll go from raid orders. Oh, wait a minute. Before I resolve the raid order here, we have to do the messenger. So again, House Lannister has the Raven, so they can look at this card. And this card says the Wilding Victory, Mammoth Riders. Lowest bidder destroys 3 of his units anywhere. Everyone else destroyed 2 of their units everywhere. So I'm going to move the Wilding Victory below. Maybe there's a Wilding Failure. I'm not sure how the Wilding cards work. So it sounds scary, but I got to use my Raven. And so that ends the planning phase. And now let's go to the action phase. So we resolved the raid orders. There's no raid possible here. So I would just turn that, I'll make that instead, make it a march order. So they'll move a ship from here to here instead. And then next march order they'll move this to here. Do they have to keep this? I think that they will move, well, they will put a power token down to retain this castle, and then they will move here. So just leave that with them. March order there, and then let's go to, so that this is not able to be played. Support. Oh, no, this is a defense. So that's just a defense. We can clean that up after. This is defense token as well for Stone Sept, so they'll defend here. And then they have a crown, and then they have support, so they're set. And then this is a support, this is a movement. They will move from this. I think they will move these here with the ship's in the port. Maybe they have to move the ship out of the port first. So they'll move the ship out of the port. That'll be their move, and we can clear this one. And then House Stark has a move, so they'll move into this bay and remove this marching order. And then, so they've moved into the Narrow Sea, from the Shivering Sea to the Narrow Sea, House Stark. And then from Moat Cailin, I think House Stark will also leave a power token behind here, and they will march into Greywater Watch, where we will resolve a combat here. So Greywater Watch will resolve the combat. And oh, wait a second. There was a raid token here. So they've messed up our raid. So they get to take this from the raid token. So that they've taken the wind out of House Stark's sails. We will still put that token down, that power token down for there. So that's actually great for Greyjoy. They blocked our attack, and now that they've got this boat in place, they can actually move over. So that's very interesting. Just learning some dynamics here. See, this is what I get out of playing these like this. So now I see the dynamics of it. So this is great. Okay, so that's the end of resolve march orders. Let's resolve consolidate power orders. So we've got 1, 2, 3 for House Stark. 1, 2, 3 for House Stark, and we have 1, 2, 3. We're still on 3 for castles. For House Baratheon, we have 1, only 1, 2. We have 2 and 3. We have 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So they get 3 power tokens, but they also get what was I going to say here? They've also got 1, 2, 3. Oh, so they still have 3 castles. Fine. Okay, so that's their 3 power tokens. We'll clean that piece up. And that looks like the end of it. So that wraps up round 2. Thank you guys for watching. Let's check out round 3. Will be in the link that follows. So our episode 2, we'll call it round 3. We'll do round 3 and 4 next time around. So thanks for watching. I will clean up the board and get us ready for turn 3. Talk to you in the next round, and thank you for watching. Bye.